All right, guys. So we just wanted to make a video for you guys since we're not going to be here, just to kind of walk through how we want you to lay out your TI inspired document, but then also just to be clear on how to store all that stuff and to make sure that you're doing it in the right way. So the first slide that you're going to have is the one that we did last class, where you measured the tennis width or the tennis length. I just did both, but you just need one. And then right-clicking it and storing it as some name. So then now every time that I type this name, this number will pop up. And this will be flexible because it'll change depending on how it is measured on the TI Inspire. Okay, so then on my second page, which again, we did this in class, but I'm just kind of going over it. We took the real width of the tennis court that you guys measured, and then I divided it by what I had written in my previous page as tennis W. And then I did that control var to store it as the word scale. So now every time I write the word scale, it's going to use this 6.9 number. Okay, so to find out what the tennis length's real measurement is, what I can do is I can take my tennis L and multiply it by that scale, and now that gives me 25 meters is my actual length of the tennis courts. Okay, and I stored that as tennis real. Okay. On this page, you're also going to have your intro. You can check out what you need to have in your intro on the rubric or on that green sheet that has more instructions on it. So the general layout that we want you guys to have are these first two pages that we went over with you guys. And then after that, it will be 2 pages for every building that you're finding the volume of. You'll always have the picture first on a geometry page, and then you'll have the notes page, which will have all the calculations, okay? And you can label it up here by what building you're talking about. You'll have the area of it, your calculations for the height of it, and then the total volume. And again, you want to make sure that you're storing all of these variables. So for example, for the volume of the gym, so I did my length and I did my width, and I stored those as gym L and gym W. So I did my gym L times my scale, which gave me my gym L real, gym W times scale, gym W real. So these are the real measurements in meters. And then I multiply those two real values to get my gym area real. Okay. You can use other words, whatever codes you want to use is totally fine, whatever helps you remember. I just like to use the word real or actual, whatever you want. So this is my actual area then of the high school gym. So again, I do my calculations for the height, and then I would say gym area real times gym height, and then store that as gym volume. Okay. Another thing that might come up is trying to basically find the area of a sector on here, which you know now. We did that last class of finding the area of a sector. But creating a circle is pretty easy. You just have to go to this little toolbox up at the top. You're going to go to shapes, and you can go to a circle. It always starts in the middle first, and then once you click, it'll extend it out to wherever you want it to go. Try to have it lined up as closely as you can. Mine isn't perfect, but it's pretty close, so this would be acceptable. And then I also went in and I did points and lines, and I just did a segment. Clicked on the middle, and then I created my first radius of my smaller circle, and then the radius of my larger circle. Okay, and then I just want to show you how to do the angle just to make sure that that's clear. Once you have those points, so you need 3 vertices. You need one on some point of your circle, one in the middle, and then one on another point. So basically you're creating that V, which is that angle. So when I go to that measurement tool and I say angle, I need to go, I click here, I click in the center, and then I click at my other point. And then that's going to give me that angle, okay? And then I already right-clicked on this one and stored it as classroom angle, all right? The last thing I'm going to talk about is for what Miss Appel and I are going to do, which is part of your grade, is checking on the flexibility of your numbers, okay? So what that means is if, for example, this is just a basic calculation, you don't have to do this, but if I took classroom angle and just multiplied it by 50, right now, currently, based on what my classroom angle is measured at, which is 87.3, would give me 4,300-ish. what we're going to do, and Miss Appel and I will physically do this on each one of your documents, is grab a point, drastically change that angle, and see if that number has changed. So now it's changed to 7,900, so I know that that number is flexible. So it's very important to continue to store each one of your measurements and each one of your new calculations as a word or a small sentence or whatever it is. Okay? All right, so we'll be away until Tuesday, but if you guys have any questions, please, please, please don't hesitate to email us. And your subs are there too, and they can help, and they just use some intuition. Also, what I suggested in my class was if you become an expert at something, please be helpful to your classmates and help them out if you know how to find the angle and people are struggling. Offer your service to other people so we can really make sure that everybody feels supported since we're not there. Okay? All right, guys. Sorry, I know I talked fast, but I try to make it short. But have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday/Wednesday. Okay? Take care.